Hi, I'm Imogen and welcome back to my channel. I'm trying to take part in Vlogmas, so uploading as many videos as I can. And this is one that I always love watching. This is my 5-star predictions. So hopefully I'm going to film and upload this today. If I look a bit tired, which I can't really tell if I do, I think I do a bit. That's because I had a rough night last night. I've been ill. If you've seen any of my other videos recently, I've been really ill, and I had a really rough night. I was really tired, but I was just lying in bed and not being able to fall asleep. So yeah, that's always fun. But here we are. I'm awake now. I'm kind of hungry. I'm waiting for my porridge to cook so I can eat breakfast. But 5-star reads. This was actually harder than I thought because I don't have that many books here. I've kind of ransacked my shelves and to stack my camera on so you can see the whole of me, my head, and not just this bit of me, which is what can happen sometimes. I start and put down books a lot, so most of the books are actually left on my shelves are books that I've started and read decent amounts of. There's 2 in here that I've just started, but I thought they were going to be 5-star books before I started, so I'm sneaking them in here. Okay, where should we start? Wait, should we start with them? Yeah, there's one non-fiction book in here. This is The Past, Present and Future of the World's Largest Animals Spying on Whales by Nick Payson. And this is basically a history. This is literally, it's what it says on the counter. It's all about whales. I love whales. I'm currently studying a marine biology degree. So, and look at the little whale. It's so cute. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into this. I think this is going to be the next non-fiction book I read. I finished one yesterday and I am more than a third of the way through this one, so once I finish this I think Spying on Whales is going to be my next book. Might seem really random to a lot of people, but I'm really excited. I wanted to pick more non-fiction books, but they are something I really just dip in and out of. I'll read a bit and then put it down and read a bit more as the mood takes me. So it was almost the only one that I could put on here because I hadn't really started. I've read the first little bit, but not more than that. And then let's move on to fiction. Let's start maybe with some of the smaller fiction books because there's some really large ones in here. The first one I have is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. The reason this is a 5-star prediction is because I read Tuesdays with Maury for a book club that I'm part of and I absolutely loved that. I've actually had this one sitting on my shelf for a couple of years now. I found it in the charity shop and I thought it sounded interesting, and I've been wanting to read it pretty much for the last year since I read Tuesdays with Maury, but I just haven't, and I think this will kind of prompt me to read it more, probably in the new year, because I'm reading quite a few books at the moment, but if I keep going through them at the pace that I've been, it's the one good thing about being ill, I'm reading a lot, then I might get to this one, or I might take it on when I go home with me, but then I've got all my books at home that I've not been able to get my hands on, so I don't know, but this will probably be quite soon. And then in a similar vein, another small book that I have is Tin Man by Sarah Winman, which I have only heard good things about, and from people, especially on BookTube, that I trust their opinions on books. If you hear a funny sound in the background, that's my porridge bubbling. So yeah, it is basically about 2 boys called Ellis and Michael, and I don't know more than that. All I know is that people love it, and I think it can be sad at times, and people say you should kind of read it in as much of one go as you can. It's 195 pages long and the text looks quite big, a lot bigger than most of the books I read, so this could be doable. This may be a holiday read. I don't know, for some reason I think it's the colours on here that make me think of like holiday. I meant to read it this summer but I didn't get around to it because I went through a stage this summer where I barely read anything. I don't know, one of the earlies. The next one here is a bit bigger. This is A Death in the Family by Karl Ove Knausgaard. This is the first book in his My Struggles series. I'm really looking forward to this. I've read Autumn and Winter by him, which are non-fiction books. They're part of a seasons quartet. And now I finished Winter. I'm going to Let Myself by Spring. I'm so excited. So yes, I think I will love this just because I love his writing in those books, and also a lot of people do seem to love it. I've not heard anything about this on YouTube, but I looked him up after I started reading the Seasons Quartet, and yeah, it seems to have quite high praise. This is kind of a fictionalisation of his life. It took me ages to work out whether it was fiction or non-fiction. I was very confused for a while. And then we move on to more charity shop books, because that's where I buy a lot of my books. Yep, that's about right. 3 books that I've bought at new for charity shop books, especially since 2 of these are, well, all of them are big and 2 of them are hardbacks. The next one actually came out this year. This is Templar Silks by Elizabeth Chadwick, and I've read almost every book she's written, and she's written a lot of books. So yeah, that's her list of books she's written. I've read most of them. My love affair of her, I can actually tell you when this started. We were on holiday in Mallorca because I'd become very unwell where we lived, and so my mum was like, that's it, we're going away somewhere. She found this summer quite cheap in Mallorca at like late notice. We went there and I read all the books I had with me, and they had a shelf of books there in the holiday let, and I read, want to get the title right, the right way around, Shadows and Strongholds, and fell in love with her there and have read most of her books. I almost bought this new. The only thing that put me off was the fact it was $18.99 and I'm a student. That's not the sort of money I have to spend on books as much as I would like to, and especially when it's only one. But yeah, I found this in the charity shop at like the start of the summer. I meant to read it this summer but I just didn't get around to it. But I'm still really excited to read this, and I know I'll really love it. And also it's a continuation of like a rough trilogy which follows William Marshall, and I've read both the other 2 books about him that she's written and really love those as well. So I'm excited to read something else by her because I've not read anything new by her for a little while. I've already read some of the books of hers that I have, but I've not read anything new by her. Her books are just like, you start reading and you get completely lost in the world. And then the next one I have, this one's still got the price on the back. I think I can get it off out, maybe. Yeah. This is A Swing Time by Zadie Smith, which again, I think this is only like a year or so old. I've never read any, well, a couple of years old, 2016 this was published. I've never read any Zadie Smith. I've heard really great things about her, but I found this one in the charity shop for £1 apparently. Let's be honest, it was £1. It was meant to be $18.99. That's kind of ridiculous. But yes, and the premise of this one really intrigued me. This is about 2 girls, Tracy and Amy. Tracy, who becomes a PA to a famous singer, and Amy, he becomes a philanthropist, someone who's generous with their money basically. and it follows them, and I don't, they were friends and then they weren't, and it just sounded really interesting. And I saw it in the charity shop and I picked it up and it was £1. And again, I've only ever heard good things about Ladysmith, so I'm excited to read one of her books. And then the last one we have, there may be a bookmark in here, I may have started this. Again, I'm not very far through, I'm only 30 pages in. Again, I got this at the charity shop. This is massive, it may be a paperback, but yeah, it's the size of a hardback. But this is something that I thought I would love. This is, I love the end of it, describes it really well. The Lacuna is a gripping story of identity, connection with our past, and the power of words to create or devastate, crossing 2 decades from the vibrant revolutionary murals of Mexico City to the halls of a Congress bent on eradicating the colour red. The Lacuna is as deep and rich as the New World itself. That just sounds so good. It follows Harrison Shepherd as he grows up. And it's written in a form, at least in the start, yeah, I think it's all the way through, of diary entries, which I really like. And you follow him from a young boy, I think probably into his 30s. And yeah, it sounded really interesting. I won't lie, part of what attracted me to this was kind of the period, because I went to see the Frida Kahlo exhibition in the summer with my mum, and yeah, that kind of, from there, that kind of period in Mexican and American history really intrigued me. So this sounds like it's gonna be good, and it may mean that I've got a biography of her up there, I think somewhere around there somewhere. So if I really enjoy this, I might end up reading that soon as well. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get to all of those, but when I have read them all, I'm going to film a video talking about them and whether they were all 5 stars or not. I hope they are, because I would really like them to be, but there's never any guarantee. But that might not be for a little while, because I'm kind of in the middle of, well, I've got 3 here that I'm reading, and there's one on my bed, and just standing on 3 more. But as I say, I dip in and out of books, so I might just decide one day that that's what one of them is what I'm going to read, and if it's one of the shorter ones, it might get finished. Now, I'm going to go and eat, because I'm hungry, because I'm eating breakfast and it's 2:30. I may have woken up at like 1:30 this morning, well, this afternoon. As I said, a really bad night's sleep. I think I was awake at about 5 AM still. Yay! I fell asleep for a couple of hours and then I was awake for like 3 or 4, which sucked. So, we're just moving on with the day, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I get some reading done. I've got 70 or so pages left of the book I'm reading, so hopefully I'll finish that today, because yesterday I read over 100 pages. That's the most I've read in a seriously long time. So yeah, if my reading keeps going as it is, we might get to some of these soon. So I'm going to put these in a certain place on my shelves so I remember that they are for this video. But I'm going to be upfront here. I've been reading on average 2 books a month for the last 3-4 months. So this could easily take a while, especially since 3 of them are really quite big. So yeah, it might be about this time next year by the time I get the second half of this video up. But there we are. They're all the books that I think I'm going to really enjoy. Like, fingers crossed. I would I'm always up for enjoying books, and to be honest, like, these are the books I have at university with me. I don't tend to buy books unless I think I'm going to absolutely love them. If I'm not 100% sure, I'll normally just get them from the library. So that's kind of how it works. So if I own it, I think I'm going to really enjoy it. I don't own books that I think are just going to be okay. So basically I could have chosen anything on my shelves, but as I said, I have started quite a lot of them. I also thought it was going to be easier because I had intended to go out this morning and go to the bookshop. I was going to treat myself to a couple of things because I've been persevering with being ill. I've not been pushing myself. I've just been going as I need to, but by the time I woke up it was raining, because it's meant to rain pretty much for the next day on and off here. This morning was meant to be when it wasn't going to, but then, as I said, the sleeping thing, that didn't happen, and it is, yeah, it's still raining out there. So I'm gonna go and eat. But thank you for watching. Tell me any books that you think are 5-star predictions, because I think we all want all our books to be 5 stars, but then we're not always quite so impressed with them as we would like to be. But here we are. Seeing them like this is slightly intimidating. Like, that's a really big stack, especially those 3 at the bottom. I feel like I should have chosen less big books. And also, how many did I pick? 7. That's just a really random number. But yeah, there they are. Ooh, hopefully they're good. I hope they're good. Tell me if you've read any of them also, because I would like to know if you think they are good or not. Please don't tell me if they're like really bad though. I want to have it, like, not go into them being scared that they're going to be bad. So yeah. Okay. Bye. Have a good day.